It's not the battle you went through. Your story doesn't end until you're gone.
Mark! Looks like you could still suit up and get out there and play.
Yeah, I could try. It's crazy what your body can do. You can just make things work when you set your mind to it.
Two of the best linebackers in the business, Mark Herzlich.
Mark Herzlich, former Boston College Eagle, so you know a thing or two about opening day here in this stadium.
Tell me about your childhood. What was that like?
It was a fantastic upbringing. There was every opportunity for me to do whatever I wanted. My dad actually was an athlete and he was into sports, and so I was gonna follow right along in his footsteps. My mom has just always been this ball of love, just incredibly driven.
Sports became a part of his identity very early on. He was big, he was coordinated, he loved it.
I remember in second grade I was 95 pounds and had to play with fourth graders because it was all weighted. I think it was then that I really decided that football was gonna be the sport that propelled me forward.
And it led you to Boston College.
Look out, Herzlich's got it. They're gonna bring this to the house. You gotta know where number 94 is at all times.
2009. Quite a different story. You felt a pain in your leg. When did you feel something wasn't right?
January 1st, 2009, and that week I'm home for a few weeks before I go back to school, and I'm out playing squash with my mom. My leg hurts. So for that week I just stayed off it. Then I went back up to school, and the very first workout when I pushed off of my left leg, and it went completely limp. And I was in excruciating pain. I saw 3 or 4 different doctors, got MRIs on my back, and they couldn't really find anything. It was a lot of nights just crying myself to sleep because of the pain. It was emotional, and it was draining, and it was scary. I was depressed.
How long did it take before they realized what it was?
It wasn't until 6 months after we got called into the office, and 3 doctors walked in. One came over to me, and the other one put my image up on the light board. When that light switch came on, I saw my right leg, which was my healthy leg, had a white line through the middle of it and dark around it, and my left leg was completely white. And the doctor said to me, he said, "Mark, I'm sorry to tell you this, but that white part that you see on the MRI, that's a large tumor." He said, "We're about 95% sure that it's cancerous." My mind just started to spiral. I didn't really know much about cancer. No one in my family had had cancer. My dad said, "Dr. Mark is a very good football player. When will he be able to play football again?" The doctor turned to my dad and said, "Mark will never play football again. The damage to his leg will be so bad that if he survives, he'll have to walk with a cane." I said, that's not it. That can't be it. I remember getting home, sitting quietly thinking to myself, what did I do to deserve this? I must have done something wrong because this happened to me. And I received a letter from a woman who had had the same type of cancer I had, Ewing sarcoma. She did radiation on her leg, and the radiation worked. And I went to my doctor and I said, "What about radiation?" And he said, "It's your decision." I had a week to think about it, and we chose to do the path less traveled. We started aggressive radiation where I went for 5 weeks while still doing chemotherapy, where I'd go every morning to do radiation, drive across town, do chemotherapy for 6 hours, and then back to do radiation again at night. I was doing night school, and I was beat up.
What got you through those low points?
I would love to say that it was just grit and willpower, but a lot of it was the fact that I had no other choice. There's no other choice than to get through it.
October 3rd, 2009, you announced to the world you're in remission. Tell us about that moment.
Some very, very good news delivered in a very matter-of-fact way.
I told the world how my dad had called me that morning
He said, oh yeah, we met with Dr. Staten today too.
and told me that my latest scans came back.
And he said he's, about 99% sure that the cancer is completely gone.
The crowd went crazy. I didn't realize how much it even meant to me at that moment until I said it. And I remember this feeling of, wow. Just wow. Like, that felt good.
You're in remission. NFL draft. You have pro aspirations. What happened draft day?
I was undrafted. I had done everything that I thought I could do to fight to get my dream fulfilled, to go to the NFL. And then it was basically said, it's not enough. Just not enough. It was almost defeating. Almost defeating.
Almost.
During the NFL lockout, I'm just gonna go keep training. Like, one day this lockout will be over and I need to be ready to make a team. I got a call from Tom Coughlin.
New York Giants.
From the New York Giants. And he said, Mark, I know your story. It's a fantastic story. But I don't want you here because of your story. I think you can help us win the Super Bowl. And I was like, sign me up. I wanted someone to recognize me for what I could do. 2 years ago, the doctor said I would never walk again. And I'm walking off the plane to go play in the Super Bowl. And we just won Super Bowl 46. And the confetti starts raining down, and I sprint on the field, and I'm hugging my buddies.
The visualization of him running off that sideline with pure joy into his teammates' arms. We got to stand up there and hold the trophy.
On paper, your story is college football star, cancer patient, Super Bowl champion. But what is it about your story that people don't know?
I had an opportunity to do more than just be a football player. I had met an unbelievable woman while I was at Boston College. We met at a Halloween party while I was sick with cancer. I'd just gone through a full week of treatments. I had no hair, no eyebrows.
I was dressed as a cowgirl. Me and my friends had gone to the Halloween party as cowgirls, and he was Mr. Clean.
We started out just, being friends and would go on like real little runs together and work out together.
At the time, I was also going through like a really transitional part of my life where I was really trying to find myself. From the time I was born, I witnessed or experienced violence pretty much every day of my childhood.
She started telling me about the emotional, the mental, and the physical abuse that she experienced every single day. She told me about relationships that she had that were unhealthy, and she said, do you think any less of me? I said, Danielle, I couldn't think any more of you. But I felt more like a man in that moment than I had ever felt like in my life. Danielle and I ended up doing life together. We share her story and we share my story.
That's so much a part of your life's purpose. Her
Yes.
story is your story. And then together you combined to make an incredible story, Boston.
Yeah.
Bro.
I didn't know if I'd ever be able to have kids after the chemotherapy and the radiation. And we tried for a long time without success, and the miracle of IVF allowed us to have our amazing son, Boston. Watching purposely every single day as his father, it gives me so much hope, so much drive to be a better man myself.
Both of us have came out of something really horrible, and Mark's answer for that was, how can I make as much of a difference as possible in other people's lives? I feel like that's kind of what makes Mark specifically a thriver.
And this is what I love about your story. There are so many chapters to it. It's just not a football player. It's not just a cancer thriver. It's somebody who knows their purpose and they're sharing that in hopes that others can find theirs. Bless you.
Okay, can I have a kiss?
Bye.
Yeah. Can I have a kiss?
I'm doing.
They're gonna be back. They're gonna be back when you wake up.